I'm Richard Twose. I farm here in family partnership, Twose Farms Limited, then, which is my mother, my brother, and both of our wives, then, along with our sons. Then we farm about 750 acres, all of it owned, apart from 30 acres which we rent. We milk 400 pedigree Holstein cows, which is the mainstay of our business here. Our milk goes direct then to First Milk and is processed in Haverfordwest then for a Tesco's retail cheese contract then. On the sheep side of things then, we run about 280 to 300 ewes then, split lambing flock. Then we lamb around about 100 then at the last week of January, then into the first couple of weeks of February then. And then we have a main lambing flock then that starts around about the 1st of March. And this year, this previous year then, for the first time for a long time, we've lambed about 40 ewe lambs then, something we hadn't done for a long time. But we wanted to try it with the cows. We carve our heifers at 2 and just under, tried to carve them at just under. So I just felt that, a yearling lambing at nearly 2, I think we could probably get a little bit more production out of them, and yeah, we look to lamb those ewe lambs. We've been running Lleyns here then since the day before my daughter was born, and she's 36 then, although she wouldn't like to tell you that, then on the 1st of September this year. Then previous to that, the sheep involvement had been buying older ewes in the autumn time, lambing them down and selling them as couples. And both my brother and I, we both got married about the same time, and there was young children, and the girl's pregnant and things. We felt that we probably ought to be looking at a bit more biosecurity and a closed flock, and with the problems associated then with sort of buying in everybody's old second-hand rubbish, we thought we'd better have a flock that was our own and self-contained then. So that's why we got into the Lleyns. My brother-in-law ran managed a flock of Lleyns, and I've seen what they could do on the Suffolk cross. It was an absolutely tremendous cross. They were selling them, lambing them mid-February and selling them off milk, off the ewes then in sort of middle of May through to June, and they're tremendous lambs then. So I thought that was the reason we went into the Lleyn. The reason that I'm really enthusiastic about the Lleyn and how they suit our business is that they're productive. With the milking cows, we're always looking for productive cows. We don't want any passengers, and it's exactly the same with the sheep. So we're looking for a ewe that will give us 2 lambs, rear them off of grass with very little input as well. They lamb here. We lamb indoors. It suits our system a little bit more because the farm is in probably 6 or 7 different blocks. Some of it is away ground, so the home ground is what we need for the cows then for grazing, because we're in West Wales. We're looking to utilise as much grass because we can grow the grass in West Wales then. So when that ewe lambs, then we in the shed then a couple of days, and then they go to off-lying blocks of land where we rear them then. We do keep the singles and the doubles apart, because the singles then from the main lambing flock go into the early lambing flock. That's the sort of criteria then for the to get yourself into the early lambing flock is have a single, and then I can wean them or sell them a little bit earlier, and they can then go into that January lambing flock then. She suits us then as a maternal breed then, probably because I think number one is that she's a white-faced ewe, and can be crossed with any terminal sire to produce a really good lamb. The market for these white-faced lambs is quite strong in this area. Saying that, probably 50% of ours go to market, and then 50 we would sell direct to slaughter then. But yeah, I would think as a maternal ewe, she's got the milkiness ability, and there's everything going for her, and she's not the massive ewe that compared to some of these breeds of mules especially, then big big ewes then take a lot of looking after. She's a small compact ewe and can rear her own weight in lambs. Then so if you're looking at a 70-odd kilo lamb, kilo ewe, she can rear 2 40-kilo lambs no problem at all. The aims of the flock is to keep breeding them pure. We haven't used any terminal sires or anything else, any crossing, because the early lambing flock then produces most of our ewe lambs that we will then go on to sell. The older ewes, predominantly older ewes in the early lambing flock, so we get really good ewe lambs. We've got a bit of a following. I shear them in sort of towards the end of July, ready for the society sales where most of our ewes and ewe lambs go. But one thing we're also doing then is vaccinating those ewe lambs ready for breeding. We're going to, look to sell them at 45 to 55, some up to 60 kilos then for those society sales, so fit for breeding, enzo and toxo vaccinated. Because we run cows here, we've got a very low prevalence of Lleyns in the herd, but we want to protect our cows and we want to protect our sheep, so we do vaccinate for Lleyns with good air. We use foot vax, and this year for the first time we are blue tongue vaccinating our sheep. Then we're MV accredited, and I think I wouldn't want to be anything else. Then you hear a lot of reports of devastation through MV in commercial flocks, and at society sales are predominantly MV accredited. It just gives those buyers confidence that they're buying from clean flocks then, and they shouldn't give a problem further on down the line. But MV is one of these diseases that if it gets into your flock, it can have a devastating effect. So by being MV accredited almost is a monitor then to know that you haven't got MV in your own flock anyway. The Welsh Sheep Genetics Programme is about recording the performance of the ewes, then what they're actually putting into those lambs, and knowing how they sort of have performed then by the weights of the lambs. So we're weighing lambs at 8 weeks old, and they're back fat scanning them a bit further on in the summer then, just to see the performance of those lambs. And it's just another tool in the box then, really, then to sort of get to pick the best ewes then for returning profitability, which I suppose is why we're all doing it, then back to not only for our own use but for when we sell those tups on, and also the ewe lambs and the yearlings that we sell. Number one, I think teeth are very, very important then in this breed, because she's a maternal ewe. We're looking for her to last then for a long time. This previous year we've lambed ewes that have been born in 2017. They wouldn't be here today then if they didn't have good teeth, feet and mouths and good udders then. So that's what we're looking for. Go and speak to somebody who is sort of known within the society. It doesn't have to be the top breeders, but somebody who's been at it for a long time and can give a bit of advice. And there's plenty of big flocks out there, people running big numbers of ewes that are able then to point you in the right direction. On the Lleyn rams then, we normally keep about 20 here, and have we sold any into top flocks? Then we've tried for 35 years, and yes, we have had rams go into what we call the top breeders flocks then. But what gives me as much pleasure as anything is somebody coming here to buy a tup, hasn't never tried a tup before then, and then seeing them come back again next year then for another one, because those ewe lambs look really fantastic. They're just what I'm looking for. And yeah, in West Wales there's a lot of sort of Welsh ewes and Cheviot crosses where they're putting that sort of the Lleyn puts a bit of style into those ewes then, and it's always reassuring and quite satisfying then to see repeat buyers coming back, which we have got. Ram inspection, which we have in the society then every sort of early summer then, just to go through those rams that they are fit not only for pure breeding, pedigree breeding status, but also the physical aspects of what I mentioned before, the teeth, the feet and testicles, all those things that are important in a ram, and also the sort of the structure of the ram. We're looking at sort of getting the well-structured rams, well put together rams then that can take this breed forward. I think that's part of the reason why we should be looking to buy sheep through the society sales, in as much, and especially rams then, that they've been inspected and they are of a quality. There is a school of thought, do we need an inspection? But I think looking at it now, I think it's more important that we have an inspection and just get it right for all the physical attributes, not only for the pedigree breeder but for the commercial breeder as well, which is so important. Where the Lleyn lies then today, then it all comes about profitability, and whether you then interpret that in as far as the carbon footprint of the ewe, or the profitability or the environmental impact. It's all about the number of lambs that she can produce and how quickly she can produce those lambs. And with this Lleyn ewe, being a medium size and rearing 2 lambs pretty quickly off the market, is she's well placed then for the future then, as far as all the environmental restrictions and things that we're going to come across down the line. In terms of the lambs that we finish here, I'm finding that although I have very little to comparison for our own, but because we only breed pure, the early lambs that we mostly sell direct are coming back as there's a few E's in them this time then, but mostly ewes, and 1 or 2 R's in that early bunch then, straight off of the ewe, off the milk lambs then. Going into then the autumn times then, we're looking to put quite a bit of flesh on those lambs, because that's what the market is wanting at the moment then. And the Lleyn has the ability then just to get to it can be a 38 kilo lamb for early, it can be a 45 kilo lamb sort of in the autumn, or if we go into the spring where the demand has been for those heavy hoggets this year, then you can get them up to 52, 55 kilos, where there has been plenty of demand for this last year. So he is a very versatile lamb for finishing then, and we don't have any problems finishing them. On the ewe lambs, we look to sell between 100 and 120. Then the remainder then we'll bring in as ewe lambs into our own flock then, or run on to yearlings then. As far as society sales go, we support most of the sales. We'll start off in Exeter and then go Ruthin and Ross-on-Wye, and hoping that we'll have lambs suitable enough for breeding that year. We'll then go on to Welshpool, and we'll go on then to Carlisle then, the main society sale, I would say, these days.